Good afternoon, audience. This is the Hotness and Sweetly, and welcome back to another edition of our Restaurant Magic Show. We're so happy that you're here. I'm the Hotness, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Sweetly.
Hey, Sweetly, how's it going?
I'm good.
Guess what, audience? We are in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I know you guys know we're foodies. We love to eat, and we just love everything associated with food. And today, we are with Miss Vivián Joyner and Stephanie Tyson. They are both with Sweet Potatoes in Winston-Salem. So welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for.
Thank you.
We're excited, and as always, we came into your restaurant and we just wolfed down everything, especially Sweetly. Okay, she had the handsome sandwich, the okra, the fried green tomatoes. I mean, what didn't you have, Sweetly?
You're wrong right now. But it was all good. And I think you had the catfish and more catfish and more fried okra. And
okay, we're going to cut because she's trying to tell my business audience. You guys don't need to hear all that. But we're here to talk with Miss Vivián and Stephanie. So how long have you guys been in business?
We've been in business for 16 years this year, and is in this new space for 2 years.
Okay.
We moved a couple years ago because we needed more space.
Right, because I get
from 2 blocks down the street. Yeah, where we were for 14 years, and within that, it was such a large space. We opened Miss Ora's Kitchen, which is to take up the other part of the space. So we have another restaurant next door.
Oh yeah, and Sweetly is all about that because I think Vivián, you let it slip that Miss Orr, she has what, fried chicken and fat back? What?
Pan fried chicken with a little fat back in the skillet with it. Yeah.
Sweetly's in heaven because she's a country girl. Okay, I'm from California. I don't know nothing about this fat back, but Sweetly was just like, fat back, yes, let's do it.
Pintos and tater salad.
Oh
and
yeah.
Nana pudding.
Banana. She said Nana pudding, y'all.
That's right.
That's for real.
That's the real grandma kind of Nana pudding.
Yes. We are just so excited. We're going to calm down on this and ask some good questions now. And first of all, we'd like to know how you got started doing this.
Well, we've been in the restaurant business for a little bit, for a few years, both of us. Vivián, front of the house, and managing different corporate restaurants, and I'm always been in the kitchen, and so we just decided, having been hit that glass ceiling within going places and trying to achieve anything, that it's like, just forget about it. Let's just try to do it ourselves. And so we kind of stepped out on faith and credit cards and opened Sweet Potatoes we kind of pieced the money together, but it started. We just opened it, and we've been busy pretty much ever since. We just opened the doors one day, and we were just busy, and it's been an interesting ride. And within that, Sweet Potatoes, we actually opened another restaurant called the Cotton Mill in like 2008. Right? A very bad time to open a white tablecloth restaurant. It lasted for about 9 months. Wow. And we had to close it. Suddenly had to close it. But Sweet Potatoes kept it going because of the perceived value. So Sweet Potatoes kept 2 restaurants going and managed to survive the 2008 thing.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Steph. You were mentioning about the cotton mill in 2008, and you guys had to close after 9 months. And so, what was the lesson learned from that?
Stay in your lane. Do what you do. Listening to other people. I mean, it's nice to get compliments and people kind of playing on your ego, which is what it was. Yeah. And you can do this. You can open this. But if we had stayed in our lane, we'd have been okay, and done what we do, which is Sweet Potatoes. And Miss Ora's Kitchen, which is kind of a offspring of Sweet Potatoes. It's what we know. It's what we do. We know Southern. We know what appeals. We're not trendy necessarily, but we try to be at least aware of what's going on. So it's stay in your lane. Sometimes it just pays to just do what you do, and let other people do what they do.
Exactly.
How did you come up with the name Sweet Potato?
When I wrote that menu, well, I'm from the South, and I love sweet potatoes, and they're very versatile. So without really knowing anything, I was just kind of writing a menu, and it had a lot of sweet potatoes in it. Things that like the fries, the biscuits, and aioli that's on the menu, that's sweet potatoes. It was just a lot, stuffing. So and looking back, and we were looking over the menu, and it's like, ooh, that's a lot of sweet potatoes. Let's call it sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
And I hated it.
What?
Hated the name.
Vivián.
Hated the name. Hated the name. It was like, what? It's lacking something. And so I said, well, if we're going to call it Sweet Potatoes, we need to call it Sweet Potatoes a restaurant. Because oftentimes when black folk are opening a restaurant, it just assumed that it's a cafeteria style food or just a little cafe. And what we had and what we have is a full service, full blown restaurant. And I wanted it to be clear that it was a restaurant. So our legal name at the time was Sweet Potatoes a Restaurant. And then we found out a few months after we opened that there was another restaurant about 60 miles away with the same name or similar name. It was Sweet Potatoes Bar and Grill, and people thought we owned both of them. And so we went to visit this other place and found that we didn't have the same value set. And so we needed to go and make sure that we were clear. So we went to an attorney and we trademarked our name. But you can't trademark Sweet Potato. And you can't trademark just a restaurant.
Okay.
So we had to put something in the middle. So our legal name, Sweet Potatoes, well, shut my mouth.
Okay.
A restaurant.
Yeah, that.
I was getting ready to ask her, where's the shut my mouth part come in at? But that's why. That is so neat.
There's a painting in the restaurant that a local artist had painted when we first opened. And it's kind of a cool folk art thing. And on it, it says, Sweet Potatoes, well, shut my mouth, which is where I actually we were standing in the wait station, and we're trying to figure out how to trademark this, how to do this. And I kind of looked at the painting, it's like, well, shut my mouth.
Yeah, very, very, very catchy. Catchy audience. We love it. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to ask Stephanie and Vivián what's their favorite dish. Because I think Sweetly, she liked everything on the menu. Okay, if she could, she would eat it all. But we'll come back and find out what their secret is. We'll be right back.
Hey, girl. That's a nice t-shirt you're wearing. Where did you get it?
I got it from TeamJesusClothing.com.
Really? I like the messaging and the colors. They're so vibrant.
Yes, TeamJesusClothing.com has a lot of t-shirts and hoodies with encouraging messages. They have styles for both men and women.
Wow, thanks for letting me know. I'm going to TeamJesusClothing.com to place my order now.
Yes, definitely go to TeamJesusClothing.com and be sure to check out my favorite shirt designs, Team Jesus and Won't He Do It.
I can't wait. TeamJesusClothing.com, here I come.
Welcome back, audience. This is the Hotness and Sweetly of the Restaurant Magic Show. We are here in Winston-Salem's with Miss Stephanie and Vivián of the Sweet Potatoes Restaurant. And before we went to commercial break, I was asking them, what is your favorite dish?
I'm all about the chicken. I love fried chicken.
Now, that's what's up.
It's all about the chicken as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
The fried chicken is really good, and the mambo chicken sandwich is really, really good. Mambo sauce is a DC thing. So we lived in DC. Well, Vivián is from DC. But so the mambo sauce and a little coleslaw and a sweet potato bun is a very good sandwich. Probably one of my favorites is that. Yeah.
Okay, and Vivián, what's yours?
I'm a seafood girl, so Phil's favorite is it's fried catfish, sweet potato fries,
Fried to perfection.
regular fries, coleslaw, and then a little bit of sweet potato cornbread. It's something.
It really is something, audience, because the Hotness had some. And how quick did I swallow that down, Sweetly?
I said, where's your piece of fish? It was gone.
It was gone just that fast, Stephanie. I mean, you got awesome cooking skills, and so I was reading, and so you had went to school at Baltimore International College to learn your culinary school. And how did that skill start? How did that go?
It went a lot better than my first foray into college because I was paying for it. So I was surprised that I did so well, having not really a cooking background. I mean, if I had been paying attention to my grandmother, I probably would have could have saved myself the money. Because frankly, when I burnt a lot of stuff. Cooking personally for us it was just a joke. But I was managing a restaurant, and one of the cooks walked out, and it's like, really? Wait. I didn't know what to do. So it really ticked me off. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm just going to go to culinary school and see, so that I can at least have some sort of idea as to where, what to do. So, and I found that I was actually very good at it. So it's like, cool. And I was better off in the back of the house, because my temperament is better suited for that. Because
Are you a little feisty?
A little bit. Okay. A little tiny bit.
Oh, okay.
Just a minor amount. She used to be in the front of the house. We used to work together in for other people, and she was the bartender. She was the front of the house manager. She did a lot of stuff, but everything went real smooth until it didn't.
Okay, there's a story behind that.
No, it's just that I just don't. I'm not the most diplomatic person in the world. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, that's fair. And that plays off with Vivián, your strength, because you're in the retail and restaurant business, so you can have the sort of the balance between the two and managing the restaurant. How did that happen?
Well, I don't know, because growing up I was a really shy and quiet person, and so I guess this is my alter ego. Yeah. But I like being around folks. I come from a large family, and so you always have to find your way and find your place and create your place. Right. It just works for us. I think God had a plan.
He always does.
Yeah, and so we just kind of we grew into His plan. And the really neat thing is, even though Stephanie said she's not very diplomatic, and she does have a shorter fuse than I do, we team very well together, and sometimes I just can't. I just can't go another step. I can't do another thing. I can't smile another time. Right. And then she steps in.
There you go.
Yeah. And then on the back side, we kind of help each other, and I'll run errands for her and do whatever. And so the front works and the back works, and we collapse at the end of it.
Yeah, you guys have a formula that's working, because you guys are, you guys receive numerous awards here in Winston-Salem. It's like you guys are now a fabric of the community.
And speaking of the community, well, since we've been here today, we've seen a lot of people go in and out, but I wanted to just compliment you on your staff as well, whose habits, or who's the stern one, or whatever you're doing it well, because we did James was our waiter, and he was just there on point. Anything we needed, and very even complimentary to us, and just speaking. So it seemed like a very family oriented, place to be. So I see you take good care of your employees as well. Is that important to you guys?
It is. It's a family. It's a dysfunctional family, of course.
Okay, all of us.
Yeah, we just we
got Uncle Bobby.
I know, right? So it's sort of neat that a lot of the people have been working together for a long time, so it's kind of hard for other people to come in new, because it's so they're so like you have to fit in. You have to fit in, or you won't. So we sometimes don't have to do too much. Staff takes care of the people that don't work or that don't fit, and they know it.
Yeah. But for the most part, like James has been with us for, I want to say he's been right around 11 years.
Oh, wow.
We have another guy, he's behind the bar this evening, Fred. He's been with us since we opened, 16 years. And we have a small group, and everybody works really hard. And so, and as Stephanie said, they're very dysfunctional. But if you come in and you're dysfunctional, and you just need something, you want something different, you want to try, they will put more than 100% into getting you up to speed, being patient with you, kind of finding out the way you learn, because everybody learns differently.
Yes.
So finding out the way you learn and kind of encouraging that. And so that in itself grows the older folk and keeps the new folk coming. So we're blessed.
Wonderful. And the atmosphere here is just awesome. Got some nice jazz playing, and it's just beautiful inside. It's not too much and it's not too little. It's just enough. And so along with the simplicity but the greatness of the food is the atmosphere as well. So listen, guys, you guys need to come on out here and check out Sweet Potato, and it's just awesome. It's awesome. But listen, we're going to go on a break, and when we come back, we're going to ask Stephanie and Vivián what on the menu is nutritious for us to eat, for you little nutritious people out there. We'll be right back.
Announcing the Every.Black 2019 Entrepreneur Virtual Conference. Attend and learn from businessmen and women that are actually doing it. Expand your network exponentially, regardless of geographical location, and begin doing business globally. Put your products and services in front of the eyes and ears of prospective customers and partners all over the world. The date of the conference is June 6 and 7, 2019. Register now, because obtainable wealth is within you. So sign up today for the Every.Black 2019 Entrepreneur Virtual Conference at www.every.black/conference, every.black/conference. So give us a call at 919-265-8045 or sign up online at www.every.black/conference.
All right, audience, we're back. We're just enjoying ourselves. But we were going to ask Vivián and Stephanie before you left, what is nutritious on their dish, or are they planning on implementing any nutritious dishes for you healthy folks out there?
Well, Stephanie is the chef, and she created the menu, so I know she's got something. But I would just say that when we were growing up, if you cooked the food, it was nutrition.
I agree.
So it's not. Some things are have more fat or calories than other things, but not necessarily. And none of it's really bad for you. It's just how much of it you want to consume and how often you consume it.
That's right.
So we know
sweet potatoes are good for you anyway.
So sweet potato is a superfood. It is the state food, the North Carolina state vegetable. Is a sweet potato, and we serve sweet potatoes in a lot of ways. Some of them may be more health conscious than others, because a baked sweet potato would probably be much more health conscious than, say, candied sweet potatoes with all the butter and sugar. And sugar and butter,
which the hotness loves.
Oh, yes, she does.
But greens, collard greens, and we have a spinach salad. We even have a vegan entree. It's a dirty rice salad. It's
I was gonna get that.
Yeah, so it's got quinoa and brown rice and mushrooms and craisins and pecans and all that goodness. But I guess if you had too much of that, then someone would say you're carb overload. So whatever you do
it in moderation.
Do it in moderation. That's it, hotness.
Yeah, and I am constantly on a diet. It's just what I do.
Me too, Stephanie.
So, and I do Weight Watchers, and so sometimes when I'll count my points here. Yeah. And you can actually eat fairly. You have a pretty good amount of food that you can eat that free points. I mean, like we got a lot of fish, shrimp and salmon. Grilled chicken, breast. So you can eat as healthy or as unhealthy as you choose to.
Right.
You just have to think about what you're eating and ask questions, because everything is portioned.
Right. I was getting saying your portions are really good.
Yeah. So if you're counting calories or whatever, just ask how much is this? I mean, how many ounces is this? Because as a restaurant, we tend to portion things because it's more cost effective.
Right.
For consistency's sake. So you can pretty much ask a question, and I'm sure the server will be able to guide you to. Though we don't go out of our way to label things gluten free or whatever. And people have so many allergies, you just can't keep up. It becomes a nutritional nightmare. But usually the server can guide you through the menu.
And that's why we have prayer. I want to eat it.
That's right. Just eat it.
Okay. One question that we like to ask, restaurant owners is like, what's the one piece of advice you would give future entrepreneurs that are trying to do exactly what you guys are doing?
Again, have a vision. Have your vision. Stick with your vision. Have a plan. It's not necessarily about money, because really, nobody wants to loan a restaurant, especially a new restaurant. Banks don't like restaurants. But if you have a vision and you stick with it and don't let anyone try to sway you from what you want to do, and you have a good plan, then I think that if you stick with that, the money will come, somehow.
Oftentimes I talk with people that are interested in opening some kind of business, not necessarily a restaurant, but just a business. And in fact, I sat with a young lady who was going to open a bake shop, and she had gotten someone to write a business plan for her. That's not good. So my suggestion to anybody, whether they want to open their own law firm, CPA, restaurant, food truck, it doesn't matter. Whatever your business is, write your business plan. And as Stephanie said, that's your vision. That's your thought. That becomes your Bible. It becomes your everything. So, we wrote our own business plan, and it was reviewed by folks. And you get professional or knowledgeable input to guide you through, to make sure you got the right answer, and that it's a viable plan. But the plan is yours. And so when you look back at it a year later, if you want to change your business model, then change your business plan or write a new one. But if you're going to stick with that business, then stick with that business plan. When you need to take a left turn or a right turn onto another road, write another plan. But 18 years in, from the time we wrote the plan to the time of now, we're still on the same path. Okay. We've grown. We've got more people. We do a little bit more, but it's still in the same direction and the same vision.
I always say that, God gives the vision to one, but it takes many to make the vision happen. And it takes trust as well. So when you say, you may not have it all, you have a little bit, she has a little bit, and then you still have to go outside of the realm and get some from somebody else, So it just takes many people to make it happen. I'm so glad it happened for Sweet Potatoes. And I just wanted to ask, what makes Sweet Potatoes unique? What makes you stand out from the rest of the restaurants? What makes you say, well, shut my mouth?
Shut my mouth.
People ask us that all the time, and my response is, you tell me.
Oh, I could tell you. Okay, I mean, let's start with the sweet potato pie. Because no lies, Sweetly was about to cry because it reminded her of her mom's sweet potato pie, who's since passed away.
Taste the flavors of my mom since she's passed in 2012, and I was just eating that sweet potato pie, and it just brought back, nostalgia, so many memories and stuff of smelling it on Thanksgiving and that. I don't know if it's nutmeg, cinnamon. I don't know what that little, and it ain't a lot of it, but it's just a hint of whatever
it's love.
Is. Doggone it. That's it.
Stephanie is putting love in all her food, audience. You need to come to Sweet Potatoes. But yes, so that was a moment where Sweetly had to shut her mouth, and then my mouth was shut when I was I was killing that catfish. I mean, she's not lying. When the plate hit the table and she looked up like 2 seconds later and it was gone. Where your fish, girl? Where your fish? but we love it. But before we wrap up, I wanted to mention your cookbooks. You had 2 cookbooks, Stephanie, Soul Food Odyssey and Well Shut My Mouth. And I noticed that the late Maya Angelou did a foreword, or she mentioned your book. So how was that experience in your cookbooks?
Dr. Angela was she's one of my favorites, and she come to the restaurant a couple of times when we were at 529, and it was just very encouraging. She was very encouraging, and to do a blurb for somebody like me from Dr. Angela was just I was just so surprised. And writing a cookbook is not the easiest thing in the world to do, as I realized, because the first cookbook I was like I left out a couple of things, like a couple of directions, but it was more story of how we started, and with Dr. Angela and her great niece is a good friend of ours, so it was. My instinct is to feed people. If something's going wrong or whatever, you just give them some food, and they'll be better. I did that with my mom and my grandmother. Is when I fed them. It was just how I take care. And so when Dr. Angela got sick, it was my instinct was to say, well, you think she would like some neck bones?
Yeah.
She wasn't eating.
Right.
So I said to Fatima, do you think she'd like some neck bones? Because we were doing a cookout and she was there, and so it was Sunday, and so I was gonna make some neck bones for her. Right. But that Wednesday she was gone, and I was just devastated. It's like losing a aunt.
Right.
So I treasure the few times that she's very imposing, the few times that she dined with us, and Vivián actually we took some stuff to her house, and so it was just kind of I still feel a loss a little. It's like losing, and it really was like losing somebody in your family. Right. And so the second cookbook was a little easier in that you not easy, but you remember to put the temperature of right. So somebody there that was saying, well, you didn't. It was a little better, and then the next cookbook maybe even easier, hopefully, with as soon as I find the time to do it. The third one.
Well, we can't wait for your new cookbook to come out whenever you do have the time, because I just love everything that you're putting your hands to, and I just think you have a true gift from God. Both of you do. I mean, each one of us have different gifts, but I just really enjoy your gift more, Stephanie.
Thank you.
But I'm more like Vivián also, and being the people person and connection and managing the relationships. But I just enjoy both of you. So thank you so much for this time today. It's been eye-opening, and it's just been delicious.
Vivián?
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Yes. Look, guys, we're in Winston-Salem. The hotness and sweetly, we're doing the thing. And it's a beautiful day. I know you hear the bikes and all the noise. We're sitting outside and we're chilling and having a laid-back interview with Stephanie and Vivián from Sweet Potatoes. Well, shut your mouth. So look, we're going to leave you now with a word. Cook with love. And it's been the
hotness
and sweetly checking out what Sweet Potatoes Restaurant is all about.
Hey now.